As protective as my mom was to me and my brothers when I was growing up, this stuff still happened to me. And I'm begging parents. Sorry, my cat is undergoing surgery and are healing from surgery, so don't mind her. But like I said, these videos aren't scripted and I don't re-record. But my mom was really overprotective, and this stuff still happened to me. I was still a victim of human trafficking, and my mom didn't even want me going around the neighborhood, and I lived in the suburbs, but her and my dad moved me and my brothers away from New York when I was young because she wanted to protect us and keep us out of the streets and away from the stuff that she knew was going on. So finally, when it's probably the summer before my freshman year, I was finally able to like walk around the neighborhood, and I would listen to my Walkman, just walk around, and I wasn't going out to try to find friends or anything. I just wanted to go out and explore. Like, you know, my older brother, he was able to go walk around and listen to music. I still like doing that, but it was a big deal to me to be able to go and do this. I didn't want to go and meet anybody, but unfortunately that's exactly what happened. There was a guy in the neighborhood who I later would find out was a recruiter for a trafficker, and this guy would pose as a high school student. I mean, I didn't really question his age, and he was a shorter guy, but his face looked, you know, like he was 20. And he used to joke about like it was a hormone imbalance or something, and his whole family, you know, looked older when they were in middle school. They had facial hair and stuff. He normalized it, and I never questioned it. And because I was so sheltered, I didn't really let anybody know in my family that I was seeing anybody when I was, you know, that I had started seeing anybody when I was going around the neighborhood. And it was the first time I ever had attention from a guy, and I ended up losing my virginity to him when if I was 15, I was barely 15, and I found out much later that he was in his 20s. He was actually dating one of the actual high school students' moms. Like I said, this stuff is very well orchestrated to be under the radar. I had been really hurt because when I lost my virginity with him, I thought that meant that we would start dating and doing things together. You know, I was young. I didn't know. I thought that, you know, that was a big deal. I slept with someone. It was supposed to be important. Like, that meant we would be together. And I kept bothering him, wanting to hang out, and he invited me to a party, and there was some guy who was all over me. He was much older and didn't hide the fact that he was older, and I got so upset. I was like, I'm with him. Why you're his friend? Why are you trying to be with me? Like, that's not okay. That's not how this works. And I didn't want to drink. I wanted to go home. I was upset. I remembered crying because the guy who I was supposed to be with was showing me no attention. And there was one other girl there that I had known from the neighborhood, also part of the recruitment circle. I would later find out. Long story short, I ended up getting date raped by that guy who I kept telling to leave me alone, that I wanted nothing to do with him because I liked the other guy. I knew that my mom had some bad stuff happen to her when she was young, and I didn't want her to find out. So I went home the next day and acted like nothing happened. The same month that I lost my virginity was the same month that I had gotten raped for the first time, and also the first time that I had been drugged. Parents, please keep a close eye on your kids, because I remember that neighborhood like the back of my hand, and you would have never expected this to go on there, but it did.